Hello, everyone. Welcome to Advanced Podcast, where we genuinely interview our teachers as well as the students who have achieved a great result. And today we have Ms. Dilshoda with us. Ms. Dilshoda, could you please tell a little about yourself?
For sure. So I'm just a 16 years old girl who's very passionate about learning new languages, cultures, and I'm into some kind of scientific and environmental topics.
Wow, that sounds really great. And could you tell us a bit about your journey in learning English?
Um, that was quite a long journey. It started at kindergarten. While other children were having a nap, I hated at that time sleeping, and my childminder, tutor, decided to teach me English and Russian, basic words, vocabulary, grammar, and along with the alphabet. And that was I think, the breaking moment when I decided to immerse deep in learning English.
Great to hear. And Dilshoda, you have got 8 from Ielts. That's considered to be a high score. But what motivated you to aim for such a high score on the Ielts exam?
It's a combination of factors. First of all, it was that the fact that our relatives, my brothers, they had 8 or 8.5, if I'm not mistaken. That was a real stimuli for me. And secondly, it's that Mr. Rahad told me that you have to get at least 8. And I was working very hard so that those who believed in me were very happy.
Well, that's really great. It means it's your relatives, your teacher, and everyone around you. They actually motivated you to aim for a higher score, right? That's cool. What emotions did you feel when you saw your results for the first time? That's very interesting to hear.
For the first time, I just, as I mentioned, as I said, everywhere, and just 2 of my classmates also had their exam, and their results were they received their results actually, and I was very upset that mine was not available. And when I decided to sign in, it said that my result is still in process. But and as soon as I read that, I decided to ask from Miss Karina, and she said that that is strange. I thought that, oh my God, maybe that is a sign that something bad is coming. And after 5 minutes, I tried again. I just registered, and so that it said results are available. I was very shocked, and I tapped. I tapped, and so the first part was speaking, and I saw 7.5. I was really disappointed and decided to call for my brother. And he opened. He was holding my phone, and his face expression was what? Where is going on? And I was just staying and waiting. And he said suddenly he said, "It's 8!" And I screamed. And at that time I was at school, and the teacher just came to me and said, "What's wrong? What is happening?" And I said, "I got 8," and my hands were shaking. So that was the happiest moment, and I started crying because I really effort, attempts, and the time I spent on preparation were worth.
Okay, that's great. It's really cool when you feel that everything you have done, it actually paid off, right? Nice. Well, that was quite a story, actually. What was the reaction of your parents when they saw your result? Or maybe they just heard it from you? How did they feel? This is very interesting.
My mother was even happier than me, but when I called her, I was crying, and she said, "What? Is it 7.5? But I said 8, and she screamed. She was really, oh, and she was blissfully happy.
Well, it means she was over the moon at that moment, right?
Yes.
Well, 8, yeah, it actually is something to boast about, right? Cool. What was the exam day like for you? Were you nervous on that day?
On that day, I wasn't nervous until the exam has started. During registration, even at that moment, I didn't realize that it was the real exam, it's not the simple mock. mock test. And when the listening has started, I was relaxed. I was still relaxed, but something went wrong, and we had some kind of issues with headphones. And again, I thought that maybe it was a sign that something will be like wrong or something bad will happen. But I remember the words of my friends and the teachers that they say everything is okay, just relax. So yeah, I wasn't that nervous. But it also worth mentioning that after the actual exam, I was like, the instructor thought that I was cheating because I didn't give them my watch. So while they were giving the instructions, I read that it said mobile devices or some electronic devices, and I thought that, oh, my watch is mechanical and it's okay. And I said that, and he said no, but one girl also had mechanical watch and she gave us, but I didn't really pay attention. I was thinking about the exam, like the process, what will happen next. So he took that and checked, and he said that everything is okay, but for the speaking test, please be without any like accessories.
That's cool. I think, Mr. Shoda, you are very superstitious, right? You believe in this kind of bad omens and etc. Oh, that's really interesting. Now let's move on. We'll talk about advance. And why did you choose advance for your IELTS preparation? Very interesting to know.
For my IELTS journey,
Mhm.
I heard a lot about the teachers working here, that they're very qualified and advanced. Also, there were like already good results, which also contributed to my choice. And I think that I also saw some ads, and I just saw that everything was digitalized and convenient for both like students and teachers, and I decided to study here. It
Cool.
was just like a miracle for me.
Nice. What role did your teachers play in your success story?
They contributed a lot. So starting from my first teacher, Mr. Ahad, I was very lucky to study in his group since he taught me a lot, like the grammar, and the lessons he held were very great. And after that, I studied in your group. Like, you were my first IELTS instructor, and you equipped me with like basic knowledge, what the IELTS is, the sections, and everything was great. And after that, I was very happy that I turned to my like first teacher, Mr. Ahad, and studied in his group, and he like shed a light on the reading since I was struggling, and he introduced some strategies, lots of like ways, methods, and he said that everything is identical and you have to try lots of methods, and that really helped me. After that, I moved to Miss Karina's group. It's like also like the opening of new story, and I still remember the first day when I got 5.5 from writing, and I was crying there. But while attending like Miss Karina's group and like making extra practices and improving my writing by using her vocabulary and grammar structures, I really improved my writing to 7.5.
Nice. That was quite a journey, right? So it means you have 3 teachers there,
Mhm.
different methods and everything. That's cool. Let's talk about your mock exam results at Advance. Were they actually similar to the score that you got during the exam?
Definitely. I had like 2 essential mock tests. The one which was before having my real exam, but here I think that the result wasn't that real because I talked into like my emotions during mock tests, and it was 7.5 due to my low listening.
Before your exam, right? You took, and overall it was...
It was 7.5.
Uh-huh.
But after having my like real exam, I decided to retake mock test to be sure and to know what I have to expect. And it was 8. It was the like similar to the score I got. So, but it was after having like practice. The first one, which was 7.5, it was before engaging in self-directed learning, but the second was after having all that stress preparation.
That's great. It means you actually took your exam, and after that, within 2-3 day difference, you actually decided to take the mock exam, and your score was 8 during the real exam and 8 during the mock exam, right? Oh my god, that's really great. By the way, just to mention, I remember that I predicted your score with very high precision, right? I told you that it would be 8. You didn't believe, but yeah, I can do that, yeah.
You said that you taught manga how to predict.
Yeah, I did teach her. Okay. How did you manage stress and actually stayed motivated in your studies?
It might sound very weird, but I decided to overload myself with studies since whenever I was doing something, I felt, apart from my studies, I felt very guilty that I'm not studying, I'm just wasting my time. But I decided to listen to the podcast while doing my makeup or washing the dishes, I came to advance at 9 and studied here till 6, and after that I even thought that is not enough and I have to study even more. And at home I tried to revise all the vocabulary and learn the words from reading passages, and that really helped me. And I think that another factor is just that I had a partner. She's like Zuhra, and we were preparing together. Whenever she felt demotivated, I gave her motivation, and she did the same.
Great. I think most people would like to know this because, in studies, many students, they do really feel demotivated, and I hope that your advice will really be useful to them. One more interesting thing, many students, they are willing to know this, I'm sure. What was your daily or maybe weekly study routine like?
Daily routine?
Mhm.
Every day I started my day by listening to the podcast that you introduced while I was studying your group, and it took me about 15 or 20 minutes, and after that at 10 o'clock I came to advance and asked for printing some materials for me and for my friend Zuhra. And after that I was waiting for printing and for my friend to come, and during that period I was also revising all the vocabulary dedicated to specific topics. So when my friend came, we decided to do full mock tests with each other. So as it starts with listening, reading, and writing. And for the first 15 days, we were just having lunch, and after that having speaking tests. But closer to the real exam, we decided to do the speaking first, and after that, after assessing it and giving each other feedback, we had lunch. And after that, I think that everything has repeated. But if we were not content with our results, we were just proving and reading the passages. So, the biggest thing we had to work on was our reading. And we decided to learn the words from actual reading passages or the readings from Cambridge, which really helped us. And after that, she had to work more on her writing, but I decided to concentrate on reading the articles from new scientists, which really helped me to expand my horizon and along with the vocabulary.
Great. That was quite a routine, right? I mean, even the time you spend on telling this, it's actually a lot, right? So I guess the students should really understand that it's about working really hard and creating the right atmosphere around you, right? That's great. Now, the most interesting question, I want to know this as well, very interesting. What were the biggest challenges that you faced while preparing, and how did you manage them?
During my preparation, I didn't really face any challenges. However, whenever I got bad scores during the mocks, that really made me frustrated and demotivated. So, but as I mentioned, I had a friend and she was supporting me, and we were trying very hard. So I think that bad scores, without them, I wouldn't even like reach higher scores, since they served as like stimuli.
That's great. It means learning from your mistakes, right? So that's how you actually managed the challenge that you had. Great to hear. Now, what specific goals did you have in mind when you started your preparation at Advance? Actually, did you want to score 8 or maybe 9 or maybe, I don't know, what was your dream score when you started your preparation?
Initially, my score was like 8 while I was studying in grammar like levels, and but when I moved to foundation and like after that, I aimed at least for 8. And I think that during the real exam, I could have done better, but due to the lack of concentration, I got that score 8. But yeah, generally, that was my desirable score from the beginning, but it could have been better.
Nice, cool. Now, which methods or maybe approaches in your studies helped you most?
So, I think that reading articles and analyzing each paragraph after reading it and writing down the meaning of the paragraph along with the learning the new words were like very crucial. And I think that listening to the podcast whenever I'm free or watching some kind of videos, as I said, I'm really into scientific topics, and in order to know more, like to gain more information and to spend my time listening to English like languages, I put on that like videos in YouTube. So I think that these are very important. If you especially feel guilty or if you want to study more, I think that these are great. And while studying, while attending the courses, I also like took a habit of doing extra exercises that really helped me, not being stuck only to the homeworks teacher gave. Like, it was really important.
You mean besides the homework that the teachers gave, you actually focused on even extra tasks, right? That's what you did. That's great because, some students, they cannot even manage doing 100% of the homework that the teacher gave, and you actually did even more, right? That's great. And Ms. Dilshoda, what do you think would help you if you decided to retake your exam and score higher?
First of all, I think that I need a little break. And after that, I have to work even harder and improve like the concentration, the equal concentration on each section.
Nice. Now, how do you feel this achievement band score 8, right? How do you think this is going to impact your future?
My future. So concerning the initial reason why I decided to have like Ielts exam, it was due to my university and the score I need to apply for the university. And concerning the second one would be like working and being a part of Advance.
That's great. Well, I think that's going to be one of the most valuable experiences that you will have in life because, when you work as a teacher, you actually learn how to talk to people, like how people learn. And if you know how they learn, you actually can manage your own learning much better. Wow, cool. We're going to move on to the next section of our interview that is about tips and advice to our brilliant students who want to score 8 or higher. First of all, what would be top 3 tips you would give other candidates to achieve high results as yours?
Firstly, if they want to improve their reading, they have to read a lot, as many books as possible. And if they want to improve their listening to the audios while doing something would be great. And the third one, to improve the general score, to boost it could be attributed to the confidence and the concentration.
Nice, thank you. And the last question, when are you going to retake your IELTS?
I think that it would be by the end of this year.
Ms. Dilshoda, thank you very much one more time for the answers that you gave and the insights that will probably motivate our students to achieve really high results as you did. And guys, thank you as well for watching this video till the end. And you know, if you study really hard, if you continue pushing forward, I'm sure that you're going to be our next hero sitting right here. See you soon.